Okay, so let's get one thing straight right from the start. This isn't your typical financial advice. Nah, think of this more like an intervention, a wake-up call. We're going to walk through the 6 signs that you're not just using online loans, but that they are absolutely using you.
I want you to just take a second and really look at that number. That's 80 trillion rupiah. That's the total amount of defaulted online loan debt in this country. It's a number so huge, it almost doesn't even feel real, right?
But this is the part you got to understand. That's not monopoly money. It's real. Every single digit represents real lives, real families, and real futures that are on the verge of financial collapse. So, who's responsible for this 80 trillion rupiah hole? Who are the biggest contributors to this absolute disaster? Well, the answer might just surprise you.
It's us. Yep, Gen Z and millennials. We're the generation that's supposed to be the most tech-savvy, the ones who get how this all works. And yet, we're the easiest to get tricked by a simple algorithm. We have jobs, we earn a salary, but we're still broke. And why? Because the enemy is already in our pockets, living right there inside our phones.
All right, let's start the countdown with the most dangerous traps of them all, the ones that are happening right inside your own head. This is where the whole illusion starts.
Okay, sign number 6, the Sultan's Hallucination. You know what I'm talking about. You open up an app, you see a loan limit of, say, 20 million rupiah, and your brain, it just does this little magic trick. It completely stops seeing potential debt and starts seeing extra cash, like a secret bank account just for you.
And this is where the disconnect is so brilliant and just so dangerous. On the one hand, you feel safe, like you got this backup fund. But what's actually happening? Every single time you dip into that limit, you're not using a safety net. You're literally creating a brand new debt. It's kind of like feeling rich because you're driving a rented Ferrari while you're borrowing money just to put gas in it.
And this hallucination? It's the perfect excuse for that little voice in your head that whispers, "Go on, you deserve it. A new phone, a fancy dinner, a healing vacation." We call it self-reward, but let's be honest and call it what it really is. It's self-destruction. You're trading your long-term financial health for a few seconds of Instagram validation. Now that leads us right into the next mental trap, because it builds directly on the first one. Sign number 5, the illusion of small installments. This is fueled by what the source brilliantly calls the math of the poor. It's that sneaky little thought that says, "Oh, come on, it's just the price of a coffee a day." Just look at how this math works against you. You see a phone for 3 million rupiah, but you're not thinking about that total price, are you? No, you're thinking about the small monthly payment. But after a year of interest, admin fees, and all those other service charges, you've actually paid 5 million rupiah. You have literally burned 2 million rupiah. For what? Because you couldn't wait? And that right there, that's their entire business model. They profit directly from our impatience. So once those mental traps are sprung, you fall right into the next stage, the vicious cycle. This is the point where you're no longer working to build a future. No, you are only working to pay off your past. Which brings us to sign number 4. And this is a feeling that is just absolutely soul-crushing. It's payday. The money hits your account in the morning, and by the evening, after all the auto debits for things you bought months ago, it's gone. Poof. An entire month of your life, of your hard work, just passing through your account like it was never there. Think about it like this. You're working your tail off in December, not for your goals in January, but to pay for the shoes you bought way back in October and that vacation you took in November. The joy from those things? Long gone. That dopamine hit has totally faded, and all that's left is the bill. You have literally become a slave to a past version of yourself. And this spiral leads directly to sign number 3, which is where the problem stops being just about money and becomes a full-blown addiction. It's called financial narcotics. That desperate cycle of borrowing from a new app just to pay off an old one. It's digging a new, deeper hole just to fill the one you're already standing in.
And the cycle is just like a drug addiction. The due date from app A arrives, and that brings on panic. It's like a withdrawal symptom. So you get a new loan from app B, and you get that short-term dopamine hit of relief. But the new debt? It's always bigger, thanks to all the new fees and higher interest. You're not solving the problem at all. You're just trading a small crisis today for an absolute catastrophe tomorrow.
And now we enter the final stage. This is where the game completely changes. The consequences escape your bank account, and they begin to systematically destroy your mind, your reputation, and your entire future. This brings us to sign number 2, the total collapse of your mental health. So I have to ask you directly, as the anxiety and the panic start to set in, was that concert ticket, were those new shoes, were they really truly worth this feeling? Because you have to understand, their main weapon isn't the legal system. It's shame. They won't just call you. They'll call your boss, they'll call your parents. They will systematically go through every contact in your phone, weaponizing your social reputation to break you psychologically. Your life turns into a horror film where every single phone call is a jump scare.
And all of that terror, it all leads to the final, most permanent sign. Number 1, the career apocalypse. This is it, the point of no return. You are now officially blacklisted.
Just look at this slide. It is a total gut punch. On the left, you've got years of hard work, a 3.8 GPA, a great degree, and on the right, you have one single word on your official credit report, MASSET, default. Now, which one of those do you think HR at any serious company is going to look at first? Their logic is brutal, and it's simple. If you can't be trusted with a 500,000 rupiah loan, how in the world can we trust you with a billion rupiah project?
And this right here illustrates the perfect, inescapable poverty trap. You need a good job to pay off your debt, but you cannot get a good job because you have that debt. Your past purchases have officially assassinated your future self.
So let's connect all the dots, shall we? It starts as a simple mind game, it becomes a vicious cycle of addiction, and it ends with a completely scorched earth future. The path down is crystal clear, and that leaves you with a very, very simple choice.
So let's just call this what it is. This is not convenience, it's not financial freedom, it is modern slavery. And you know the most chilling part? We volunteer for it. We install the very app of our own enslavement right into our own pockets.
So it all just boils down to this one question. And really, only you can answer it. Your wallet, your future, are you in control or are they?